Please turn your sound on to hear full explanations of our answers. Thank you. The question is, how often does the favorite win? And the answer is, well, very often. It depends on the sport, okay? It's different for every sport, whether it's horse racing or, soccer. It's obviously a lot less in horse racing because there's more runners in the race and more things can happen. And, it's the favorite doesn't actually win all that often in horse racing compared to other sports. But look, if you're asking how often does a favorite win, what I would say to you is, why does that matter, okay? Because let's say the favorite does indeed win quite a lot. Does that mean that you're going to bet on it now? If I told you the favorite wins 80% of the time or 70% of the time, would that make a difference in your decision whether to bet on it or not? Because let me tell you something. A lot of people think the way you do. They think that they have the same thought process, which is it's kind of normal, really. They wonder how often does a favorite win, and if it's a lot, then they think, well, I'll put some money on. But you cannot make a betting decision unless you know what the price is. Because if the bookie gives you an awful price, which what most bookies do is they give an awful price on the favorite. The reason is because so many people pile in. First of all, by giving an awful price, they limit their risk. If the favorite does come in, then they don't go bankrupt. Okay, but the second reason is they know that so many people don't really use their head. So many people bet on the favorite just because they think it's likely to win. That's the only reason they bet on the favorite, just because they think it's going to come in, and therefore they're going to try and make a lot of money out of them and offer them a poor price. And that's what bookies do all the time. You cannot bet on the favorite. You shouldn't bet on the favorite. You shouldn't bet on anyone, favorite or not, unless the price is right. And what do I mean by this? Okay, let's say for example that the favorite is you have odds on the favorite at I don't know. Let's say the odds that you've been given, the decimal odds are 2.5. Okay, so 2.5. What that really means is that's the same. If the decimal odds are 2.5. That's the same as 40%, okay? If you do 1 divided by 2.5, it gives you 0.4. And 0.4 is the probability for 40%, right? So, and then let's say you calculate what you really believe the favorite's chance of winning is, okay? Let's say that you think that the favorite actually has a smaller chance of winning, only maybe 20%, 0.2, okay? No, let's take another example. Let's say the favorite has a much higher chance of winning. Let's call it 60%, okay, or 70%, or 80%. You think it's higher. You think the bookie has underestimated the chances. Then basically you should take that bet, because the price the bookie is giving you gives an implied underestimation of the chances of success. The bookie only thinks it's going to be 40%, but you believe it's going to be higher. Therefore, you should take the price. On the other hand, if you calculate that the favorite, the chance of it coming in is much, much lower, let's say, I don't know, 20%, right? Then that means the bookie should really be giving you odds of at least 5, which is the same as 20%, and not 2. So you shouldn't take the bet, okay? That is how you bet. You only bet according to value. You can never say a bet is good unless you know what the price that you're being given is. Because if it's a crap price, don't take the bet. If it's an amazing price and the bookie is underestimated, he thinks it's a long shot, but it isn't really, then take the bet. That's the only way to bet profitably. Okay, that's called value betting. You can look it up on Google if you want. That's why it's got nothing to do with how often the favorite wins. What really matters is what the chances you think the favorite is going to win on this particular occasion, and whether you think the bookie's got it wrong, and which way he's got it wrong. Has he underestimated or overestimated? Anyway, sorry if that's a bit complicated, but that's really what betting comes down to. So rewind if you have to, or look at some of my other videos to get an idea of what value betting is, or just Google it. Look, I know my betting, right? I'm pretty good at it, and value betting is the only way. But I did come across a system recently, and I'll put a link to this system in the description box down below, If you click on that link, you can check out that system. It's an incredible system, and I know my systems. This is really good. I've been testing this, and it's already been bringing me in some good profits. And now I'm facing a major decision. You know, do I allocate more of my money from my existing systems, which have worked real well for me for 10 years, and put it in this new system? Because the new system is making me more money percentage-wise than my original system. So I really don't know what to do. But you have a look and see what you think of it yourself anyway. Just click the link down below and you can check out that system. And I'll see you soon on another video. Take care.